Hello and welcome to the third video in a short series introducing and showing you the utilities you have access to with MySolidWorks. Throughout this session I will go through some of these utilities, which include the training area, where to find CAD models that people have created, Buzz and what it is, where you can find the forum, your cloud storage area and the support. So first of all we're going to go on to training, but to unlock all the features that we've got in the training we've got to log in as we have in previous sessions. So now that I'm logged in, I can get to the training area through several positions. I've got the quick links bar at the top, or I can go to the big square links in the centre of the page. This takes us to the training front page, where you can see we have numerous topics at the top, but we also have our learning paths, lessons and e-courses in the centre. E-courses is new and was introduced in SolidWorks 2017. It basically covers all of a complete course that you will go to with a reseller, but online for those people that can't make or commit to the training days of a full course. So first of all I will go into the catalogue and I'll show you around the catalogue. So as you can see, the catalogue is basically the training area where you can pick all of the lessons that you'd like to do or that you can see. First of all, we can choose how we'd want to view it. There are two viewing and sorting options, so you can display more of them at once, and you can also sort. Just do it into three groups. I have my newies first, and then on the top right you can pick the page if you know the page that you would like to skip to. There's also a nice easy filtering system on the left hand side if you know what you need to look for. So you can select each one that you would like to go for. So if you knew that you wanted to look for a lesson, click on the lessons filter and it will filter out all the ones that are just lessons, no e-courses, no learning paths. You can choose what type of CAD system you'd like to use, so whether you want to use simulation, MBD, whether it was just SolidWorks CAD environment such as sketching or drawing. You can also choose the language and the individual category, such as, again, sketching or routing sheet metal. If I click on the sketching, it will filter everything down to sketches, and these are all the videos on lessons to do with sketching. I'll just click on one of these so we can go through it, and you can see what it's like to go through one. So when it comes up you can play the video, and what it will do is a SolidWorks professional will demonstrate how you do these sketches and how to perform the task, and then it'll give you the chance to repeat it. It also tells you the status, whether you've done it or whether you've completed this previously, the length of the course, and where it is used inside of a learning path. You can also add it to your training, so you can view it inside of My Training, and you can come back to it at any point if you didn't have a chance to finish it. So just to demonstrate this, what I will do is I'll add this to My Training. You can see I can also remove it from here as well if I've added it by accident. If I go up to My Training, and it will show you all of the things that I've registered for. So I can limit it down the lessons or learning paths that I've registered for. If I find through, I'll be able to find the sketches, circles and arcs. I can then click on it and I can carry on from where I left off before. So from here I'll go back to My Training, just so I can show you about the learning paths. So inside of the catalogue you also had an option to choose learning paths. Now here you can also add the entire learning path to your My Training. So if I filter down just to my learning paths, I can see that I've got one for the sketch tools and one for simulation. If I click on the simulation, for example, it will show me all of the lessons that are needed to be able to pass the simulation exam and to improve my knowledge. So from here you can see that I've completed some of the statuses, and it tells me which ones are in progress or not started. So what happens inside of these training courses is it will go through a demonstration. It will also give you all of the material to download, so you can go through it with the trainer at the same time. So if we go back to our overview page, which is just where it shows us our lessons, learning paths and e-courses, You can actually view all of the learning paths straight from here, so you don't have to search for them, it automatically filters it for you. As you can see from the top filter here. You can take this off if you want to open it up to everything else again, but for now we'll keep it on learning paths. And from here you can actually select which learning path you'd like to choose. As you've probably noticed, there's also one more, which is the training manuals. Any manual that you have from a training course and you get to keep, inside the front cover there is a long serial number. If you enter in this serial number, it gives you the PDF version of this training manual, just so if on this computer you can view it over and over if you're taking it places with you, if it's a laptop for instance. Just a little breakdown of what is left inside of the training. If you go back onto the path, you can see the lessons that it's advising you to take, some of the feature path that you can take for preps for courses, and it will also point you towards your classroom training. This is where your VAR will teach you how to do some of the courses that you can register on. And again, certification. SolidWorks has a huge certification library where you can get certifications to show progress with SolidWorks. We will also have a look at e-courses as it's new to 2017. Again, it shows a learning path because it is a whole course that you would have done inside of a SolidWorks classroom with a SolidWorks training professional. As you can see, it's got a breakdown of how long everything is going to take, and you can also download all of the exercise files that are needed and that you get inside of a normal SolidWorks training course. Below, it gives you a course description, which is basically just a breakdown of the course and some of the modules that you'll cover within the course. So as you can see, this course is in progress at the moment, which course it is and the length of time it would take to complete this course. Underneath, it gives you all of the guides to all of the modules that you'll cover within the course. And it will tell you what each one covers, just in case you wanted to recap on something that you've already done, or there was only certain parts that you needed to cover inside of that course. Now we'll move on to CAD Models. Because we're inside of the MySolidWorks website, we know that on top we have access to all of the other areas and utilities. So I can jump straight to CAD Models from here without having to go back to the home page. 3D CAD Models. You have the same layout as categories, where you can pick your own view that you want, or sort in the same order that you would like. And there's also a nice filtering system where there are hundreds and hundreds of items to choose from. As you can see, even inside of each category there is a large number of files that people have added from their personal collection up here onto 3D Content Central for other people to look at and use. What I'm going to do is click on one of the files, and here you can see the Springate caster. It was uploaded only 10 hours ago, and what I can do is by hitting play it loads up the e-drawings module that is inside of the MySolidWorks, and I can physically look around the model. I can section view the model and I get a better understanding of the model before I even look at it or download it. On the right hand side, it also tells me the title of the project, description if the user has added one, the catalogue that it's in, the categories that it lies under, when it was added, the number of downloads and the rating. You can also configure and download it or share it on social media for other people to see and use. If you didn't have time to do anything with it now, you could also hit the bookmark button and come back to it later. Okay, so next we'll move on to Buzz, and so I can explain what Buzz is. Buzz is basically the latest news, discussions and content that has been added by SolidWorks and the SolidWorks user community. So from here we can choose what kind of content you'd like to see. You can do this the same as you could inside of the training and the CAD models by using the filtering system on the left hand side and picking the category that you'd like to see in your content window. Again as well, you can also choose which view you'd like to look at, just so you can see them, whether you want it a large strip across the screen or if you'd like them in little snippets with the picture. Next we'll move on to forums, which is very similar to Buzz, but this is everything that the SolidWorks user community has inputted themselves onto the SolidWorks user forums. Again, filtering system, so you can pick which category you'd like to look under. You can filter through it and it will take you directly to the SolidWorks forum for it. We can go back from here and it'll take us back to the forum, and we can also cancel out any filtering that we've got in case we wanted to view something else. From here instead of needing to go onto the actual forum to post a question, you can click at the bottom and it will take you directly to the forum where you can log in and post the question or some sort of topic that you'd like to talk about with somebody else. From here I can still close the tag and it will take me directly to the MySolidWorks page that I was on before, so it doesn't lose it, and you can go back to viewing what you was viewing previously. Next we'll move on to the Drive utility. This is where you can set up your cloud storage. This includes Dropbox or Google Drive. You can also view your online documents in eDrawings when everything is connected. So you can connect to your Dropbox or Google Drive and you can view things anywhere at any time. The final utility we're going to cover in this video is the Support utility. So again, I use the top bar, I click on Support. Now, as you can see, this one has 6 main selections on this page. There is the About selection. On here it tells you what kind of support you have depending on what products or subscriptions you have with SolidWorks. Product support, which takes you to all the resources based on the product, and this is on the solidworks.com, so it will link straight to there. My support, which is all the SPRs and the service requests that you perhaps have logged with SolidWorks if you've had a problem at any point. System requirements, it's very useful in trying to see if your graphics card is up to date and that you have the correct driver for the graphics card. There is the documentation, at the bottom right here. Documentation shows you information such as release notes or what's new guides that are coming out with the SolidWorks version that you have, or even previous versions if you wanted to look back. And downloads, which takes you to the download page where you can download all the new service packs or software that you have the ability to download. So what I'll do is I will show you the system requirements page. This takes me to solidworks.com where you can see all of the requirements and what is needed to run the SolidWorks version. So as you can see, SolidWorks 2017, nice and easy view of a matrix to say that Windows 8 is not supported for it, but it was supported on 2015. The important one is graphics card and drivers. This will take you to the graphics card page where you can put in your computer vendor, you can put in what computer model and graphics card you have, and it will tell you the supported drivers that are needed to run SolidWorks correctly. Because this is an external website to the MySolidWorks website, we can close the tab at the top and it will take us back to the page that we were on. This page at the very bottom also shows you some of the support news that's coming out, and it will tell you what's available or what is going to be available. That just about wraps up today's session. Thank you for watching.